Hi guys, today I'm on holiday, so I'm going to try something I've never done before, which is a 24-hour read challenge. So I meant to start this at 10 till 10. It is now not 10, it is 12 minutes past 10, but that's okay, because we're going to pretend it's still 10 o'clock to 10 o'clock. We're going to pretend that that's the thing. We're going to make pretend it's still 10 o'clock, so we're going to read for 24 hours. There are a couple of ways people do this challenge. I'm going to go from 10 till 10. I'm going to, be eating food and whatever in between. I'm going to try and stay up as long as I can and not sleep too much during this time period. But that's the way I'm going to do it. Going from 10 till 10, 24 hours to just sort of mostly read. Yeah, we're going to see if I actually make it because I don't trust myself very much. But we'll see how we go. So the very first book that I'm going to be reading is I am almost halfway through The Summer of Broken Rules. So that's the one we're going to start with. We're starting with Summer of Broken Rules. I'm hoping to get through this one. This is the one that came annotated. Hopefully I've done the video about that one. And I am currently reading this and will be updating that video when I am going through this because I am like just a little bit less than halfway. So that's the first book we're going to read. Hopefully we'll get to some really fun ones today in physical copies. I've been doing a lot of audiobook reading, but I'm hoping that in doing this 24-hour challenge, we can get some physical copies off of the physical TBR and hopefully like some. So let's go! Alright, I am 3 hours into my challenge and I have finished The Summer of Broken Rules. It was really good. I liked it. It was so cute. Family playing assassin on a I realized I never explained, I don't think. Playing assassin on an island, summer island, and their family goes every year, and there's a wedding happening at the same time, and they play a big game of the assassin with water guns, and no, but it's funny. And there's also a wedding that's happening at the same time, so yeah, it's really fun. Oh, that was loud. Hang on. Okay. It's really fun. So I really enjoyed it. It was funny and cute and quirky, and there was a little bit of sadness in there. We have the main character's sister died 18 months ago when the book happens. But yeah, it was really fun. It was really cute. I really enjoyed it. And this was one, like I said before, that was annotated by somebody, Todom. And it was really fun to read that and see her thoughts. And see the thoughts of somebody else when I was reading the book. So I really, really liked it. I think probably 4.5 stars for this book. So I'm really happy with that. And now I get to go and read the next book on the list. Hang on, right there. So the next book that I am reading is called The Traitor's Heir by Anna Thayer. So I'm reading this. I have absolutely no idea what it's like. It's relatively big, but it is a fantasy book, so mixing things up a little bit. That was a romance book that we've just read, and now we're going on to a fantasy story. Don't know how I'm going to go. Like, the writing in here is quite small, and this is a lot of pages. 540 pages long. So we'll see how we go. I might only get through some of this and then have to like mix things up a bit. But we'll see how we go. I'm also very aware of the fact that I could end up DNFing this book, and I'm okay with that. So what is this about, you may ask? Well, let me tell you. So this book is about a river realm, evidently. Okay, look, I'm kind of unclear. Basically, it's like, someone's in charge and someone is coming to like be against them and take over, but there's one true king who, there's a true king, excuse me, who, might actually be able to be in charge. So, yeah. I'm kind of unclear, really, but it's, some sort of a fantasy book. So, we're gonna do it now. Okay, so we are 4 hours into this 24-hour readathon. I have about 20 hours left. Hooray! It's amazing and fun, and I am officially DNFing my first book of the readathon. Ta-da! 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 We're DNFing The Traitor's Heir by Anna Thayer. So I got 70 pages in. 70 pages out of 540. It's a very big book. So why am I DNFing? Well, I'm glad you asked. So this book makes me feel unsettled. Some books, some fantasy books can go over lines, and I'm like, ooh, I don't know. This is just, it just makes me feel unsettled, and I don't like that. So, I'm not gonna read it. Yeah, I mean, look, I wasn't engaged from the start. I didn't really find a grip in the story. I didn't find a foothold, something that grabbed my attention and kept me there. So I wasn't really super invested. And then we started to get into some relatively creepy stuff, and I'm like, oh, it just makes me feel unsettled. So instead of reading it, and I was skim reading anyways from basically the beginning, instead of putting myself through it and remaining unsettled, I've decided to I'm just going to DNF. So we're not going to continue reading this book. I'm sorry to the Trader's Heir. It's actually a trilogy, I believe. There are 3 books. But I'm just going to DNF it. So an hour of my life, well, a little bit less than an hour, but like it's about an hour of my life wasted. No, not really. But it does mean that I can move on. And I also, because I know, yeah, I'm just unsettled. And because I know I'm not going to like it, I'm not even going to skip to the end. And it's a trilogy, so I wouldn't even know, like, all of it anyway. So, yeah. All right. First DNF of the 24-hour readathon that I'm doing. It's kind of sad, but it is what it is. And because I have felt so unsettled, I'm going to go back to something a bit more light and fun for my next book. All right, short, cute, and sweet, theoretically, I hope, is The Enemy by Sarah Adams. So, Sarah Adams, who wrote The Cheat Sheet and When in Rome and all the other ones that have been really popular, I found The Enemy, which is another closed-door romance of hers, and it is really not that long. Look how short this is. This is not super long. It's like 250 pages. I feel like it'll be easy to get through, and hopefully it'll be okay. But this is, I believe there's a wedding in here. Wait, hang on. So this is, I think something like childhood friends, second chance, you know, relationship situation. So she's a baker at this wedding, and he is there also. I don't know what he's doing at this wedding. But anyway, they're at this wedding, and it is, you know, him against her. I guess. I don't know. It sounded funny and cute, and it's about a wedding, and I have a wedding-themed challenge that I'm trying to get through right now because my sister just got married, so I was trying to get through some wedding books. So, may as well. Here we go. The Enemy by Sarah Adams. Let's go. Hello. It is 12:50. I have less than 10 hours of this challenge left, and I cheated a little. Yeah, I cheated a bit. So I ended up doing, I ended up doing, taking a break a bit. It's like 3 hours. 3 hours. Is that all? I got a package that came from Amazon that I was waiting for my car, and I talked to my mom on the phone, you know, for like 2 hours because, you know, that's life. So I did cheat a little bit with this challenge, and then I did take a break, but it is 12:50 and I am going strong. I'm trying not to talk too loud because, you know, I live in an apartment and I want to be considerate, but I have just finished The Enemy by Sarah Adams. I loved this book. I just loved this book. I think I didn't have a super clear explanation for you guys when I originally did this. So basically, June and Ryan were high school rivals. It was a lot of back and forth happening. And then, you know, they moved on with their life. She, like, gave him a chance to kiss her. He, like, was like, nah, babe, I'm good. And then just hated him ever since. And then, you know, like, 10 years later, their best friends, who have been together since school, are finally getting married. And they have to see each other again. And he is a famous chef. And she owns a donut franchise. And they have to try and, you know, deal with each other with this wedding. It just was hilarious. I love these guys so much. Their relationship was so freaking funny. Oh, the banter, the back and forth, the pranks. I loved it so, so much. I was so in this. 5 stars. It was just such a fun little book. I loved it so much. If I hadn't have taken a break in my day, I would have finished it way quicker than it took me to read this. But yeah, win. It's such a funny book. So anyway, The Enemy by Sarah Adams. We are, gosh, what is this? This is 2 books down and like a 70-page DNF. So I'm not doing too badly with this. So we still have just how many hours? Wait, I can check my timer. Hang on. So there is 9 hours left. 9 hours of this challenge. And I'm going to try not to go to sleep, but I just doubt that that will happen. So 9-ish hours. And the next book that I'm going to read is Legally Blonde by Amanda Brown. So I have started this book. As you can see, I've got a little bookmarky in there. I started this book because, if you didn't know, the Legally Blonde movie was a book first. Look at this book. It's not really super long. It's not super long. Under 300 pages. But for some reason, I have really struggled to get through it. I am wanting to read it because of a book versus movie. So I'd like to do the final. This is the final book versus movie that I had planned. And so if I can finally read this, then maybe tomorrow I can actually watch the movie and do the book versus movie. Otherwise, I can always like round off today with the movie, Legally Blonde. And, you know, that could be a thing that I do. Yeah. Anyway, so I think I'm going to read Legally Blonde. I was already skim reading this, so it kind of just wasn't holding my attention. It was just sort of nah. So I'm hoping that it will be okay when I am just very, very tired. It's going to hold my attention because I'm tired. So, you know. Anyway, it's fine. So I'm going to read this now. And then, you know, if you don't know the story of Legally Blonde, smart blonde chick follows boyfriend to law school because he breaks up with her for someone serious. She crushes it. Defying the odds. Anyway, that's it. I will come and update you when I have finished. Hi! Haha! It is the morning. As you can see, my apartment is so much lighter than it was in my last video at like, what was that, 12:30? Oh my gosh, is my eye like super red? Okay, my eye's super red. I'm gonna have to put drops in it after this. Alright, I'm done with this challenge. We're finito. Finito. The challenge is finito. Okay? Okay. I have finished reading Legally Blonde by Amanda Brown. I finished it. It's finished. I didn't like it. So, just even from, I don't even need to watch the movie to remember how much better the movie is than this book. Like, I don't understand, I just don't understand. Anyway, movie was so much better. But look, this book was not super enjoyable. I had to skim read through most of it. It was irritating. Half of it was frustrating, and the other half was just dull legal law school blabber. I studied law. I didn't do a degree, but I did study law, okay? And I like law. I like law, which is why I thought I'd like this, right? But this was just not it. It was not it. I'm sorry. It just wasn't it. And I don't understand how how she made this, Amanda Brown made this so odd. The characters just felt all over the place. The romance, trying to get the guy back, was just so random. I'm like, ugh. The movie made it work somehow. There was an additional love story in the movie which made it feel like, oh, okay, so she's not going to end up necessarily chasing the guy she came to law school for, but like, you know, there's somebody there for her and is proving to her that somebody will treat her properly. Didn't do that in this book. It was just the loser who's just an idiot. There was no nice person who appreciated her, and they end up together. As far as I know, there are a few more books in this. There's like there's more. I don't know. I didn't like it. I didn't like it. 2.5 stars. I'm so sorry, Amanda Brown, but that's the way it is. Not everybody gonna like it, and, you know, I didn't. So there you go. I am technically 15 minutes away from finishing this challenge. However, yeah, I cheated and I slept. I did go to sleep. I went to bed. I was tired. I have never been good at staying up all day, all night. So yeah, I mean, look, a lot of this 24 hours reading for 24 hours, I didn't. But I did get through a solid amount of books. I finally made it through Legally Blonde, which has been sitting there partially read for so long. I also made it through 70 pages. Count it, 70 pages of a book that I wasn't sure if I was going to like, and then I was correct. I DNF'd, so that was good. I also made it through one of the romance books that was on my list, and the annotated book that I was reading as well, Summer of Broken Rules. So I did pretty well. If you ask me, I did pretty well for 24 hours. You know what I'm saying? Like, I kicked off 1, 2, 3 and a bit books in 24 hours, and I kicked them off my list of to-reads, and some of it was a win and some of it was not. So there you go. That is the experiment done and dusted. I'm not spending the last 15 minutes reading again. I will actually be going off and watching Legally Blonde the movie, because I will be doing the last book versus movie that I had planned, which was Legally Blonde, and has been sitting here for so very long for me to finally finish reading it so that I can do this last book versus movie. If you want to see the other book versus movies, there's a playlist on my channel. Lots of fun book and movies in there that I did, so you can go do that if you want. But otherwise, thanks for watching my attempt and failure at a reading for 24 hours, 24-hour readathon. Yeah, it was interesting. Yeah, I'm not going to do it again. But anyway, it was fun times, and I hope you enjoyed this video. Like, subscribe, blah, 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 blah. All right, see you in the adventures.